Welcome back to Better Living. Susan Robinson is here. She's going to talk about puppy mill awareness, and she's brought a friend with her who just all of a sudden decided to hide her face. Let's tell people who your friend is first.
This is Gemma. She is actually a discarded breeder from an Amish puppy mill. So she's a little shy, but I just brought her along so we could talk about where she came from and what happens to dogs in puppy mills. And
for somebody who's not heard the term puppy mill, tell us what that describes.
Surprisingly, there's a large percentage of people who don't know about puppy mills. Puppy mills are, in brief, factory farms for dogs. A lot of people, I think, are aware of factory farms for cows, chickens, pigs, but they're not aware that dogs are also factory farmed. And that is what a puppy mill is. It's a commercial breeding establishment that breeds dogs to have puppies to sell for profit.
And they might sell those to pet stores?
Yes.
Or they might sell them to individuals?
Well, some puppy mills do. They'll sell at flea markets, or if you go to certain communities that are notorious for having puppy mills, you might see signs, buy your puppies here, or they might be in a store or in a parking lot somewhere. But mainly puppy mills do sell to brokers, to pet stores, on the internet, and in newspaper ads.
Why should we avoid puppy mills? What are the conditions like for the dogs in these puppy mills?
Since the only consideration for puppy mills is profit, little consideration is given to the dogs. They generally live in very dire circumstances. Gemma, for example, spent her first 15 months living in a wire cage, probably not much bigger than she is. Standards are so minimum for puppy mills that they're only required to provide a cage that's 6 inches taller, longer, and wider than the dog is.
So a dog couldn't even probably turn around in there?
Barely. And that's where they have their puppies. And as soon as the puppies, usually when they reach 6 or 7 weeks old, they're taken away and sold to a broker or to a pet store owner and offered for sale.
What's a better way for people, or I guess let's back up. Let's talk first about how can I make sure I'm not getting a puppy from a puppy mill?
Well, the first thing is you never buy a puppy on the internet. You never buy a puppy in a pet store. And when you see an ad in the newspaper that might list multiple breeds, that's very suspicious. The best way to buy a puppy is either to adopt from a rescue or a shelter, or to see where that puppy is born and see at least the mother that raised that puppy.
Some people may be interested in a specific breed, and perhaps they want to, you know, the Westminster Dog Show is coming up. Perhaps they want to be in the Westminster Dog Show, they think.
Yes.
So they may be looking for a breeder. What are some ways besides actually, I mean, obviously seeing the premise is important, but what are some other ways we can vet out or figure out which breeders are reputable and which ones aren't?
That's a good question. First of all, a reputable breeder will only sell to people that they meet. You usually have to fill out an application to adopt a dog from a reputable breeder. They sometimes will want to see your house. They want to maintain a lifetime contact with you so that they know where that dog is, because reputable breeders are very, very selective in their breeding. And you know you're going to get a good dog. And they can be found. You know, some people do want to adopt a purebred dog. Gemma is a purebred dog. When I looked for her, I didn't go looking for a purebred dog. I went on Pet Finder, which is a wonderful resource. And it allows you to set any parameters that you want to find the type of dog. If you want a particular breed, if you want a particular size, you can search. There are also breed-specific rescues who have a lot of really quality dogs that are available. People couldn't keep their dog or whatever. And it's possible to find good purebred dogs that way, too.
I know I've heard of some greyhound rescue organizations. That seems to be one that I've heard of before, but they have those for some other breeds?
Any breed that you can think of, there's a rescue organization. Yeah.
Is there any place, if people are just disturbed, they're, I can't believe that these puppy mills are out there and what can we do to stop them? You said there are minimal regulations. Who makes those regulations so that people know if they want to plead for stronger regulations, who they should talk to?
USDA. The USDA is in charge of licensing puppy mills, and that's one of the strategies that pet stores use to tell people that come in, you know, they say, are these dogs from puppy mills? If they do know. And the response that they will get is, no, we buy our dogs from USDA licensed breeders. Now, the USDA, in order to be licensed by the USDA, means you are selling dogs for profit to brokers or pet stores.
That's really all it is.
So people are told that to give them a false sense of security. Oh my gosh, they come from a USDA breeder. All that means is that they come from a puppy mill. But people aren't aware of that.
Right. Now, if somebody maybe thinks they want a purebred, I was telling you I have a Havanese, and we were really particular that we wanted that dog because of its size and because it doesn't shed.
Right.
But you can find those purebreds still in shelters and rescues, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. If you did a search on Pet Finder for a Havanese, I'm sure that a whole lot would come up. I'm sure there's a Havanese rescue. I'm not aware of a particular name of one, but that can be searched. And a good way to find a breeder is to maybe contact the Toledo Kennel Club. You know, they know reputable breeders in the areas. Your vet is also a good resource.
That's a good idea. Well, if you are interested in adding a forever friend to your family that's not been in a puppy mill, perhaps give the Toledo Kennel Club a call or ask your vet or use Pet Finder. And if you want to, call USDA to ask for stronger regulations for puppy mills. We'll be right back on Better Living.